Hello and welcome back to the Sausage Cab podcast. I'm John and I predominantly make videos on the British touring cars over here on the Sausage Cab podcast YouTube. We also have a sister channel called TSKF1, which Rich does a lot of Formula 1 stuff on there, but today we are going to be talking about the British touring cars silly season. For anyone who doesn't know, silly season happens every year in the British touring cars and it commences any point from the last day of the season until the first day of the season coming up. So we will go into a little bit more detail on that in a minute, but we're just going to do a little bit of news from a British touring car track, which is Snetterton. Over at Snetterton, they have undergone some key improvements to their medical facilities and race control centre. So, reading on this was from the 20th of January that they put this up, but they've basically been doing improvements, refurbishments of two of the most important buildings on their site, which is the race control building, medical centre, race control building and medical centre. Race control has been renovated with a complete rewiring from top to bottom, new screens and flooring, meaning that all the visitor organisations will benefit from a significantly upgraded environment. Now, I think that's quite positive. The medical centres also had been revamped with redeveloped treatment rooms, including new flooring, improved kitchen, and refreshed interior decor. New electric car charging ports have also been installed at the track, which makes it easier than ever for race organisations to use green powered support vehicles. Elsewhere in the paddock, the drainage has been replaced and expanded to prevent excessive development of surface water. And on the circuit itself, they have actually, as you can see in the photograph there, maybe, they've actually replaced no fewer than 160 sheets of Amco barrier. And they've also cleaned back and painted all the other ones around the track as well, which have basically given it a kind of brand new feel to it. So that's quite cool. I mean, I've only been to Snetterton once, and it was last year. Rain was most definitely not a problem. It was about 30 odd degrees, and everybody was suffering with the heat and trying to find a tree to hide below underneath. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to go along next time and see the improvements, which is it's always good to see improvements to British tracks. Anyway, we are going to jump straight in to the silly season roundup. And what is going to happen is the silly season, I'm just going to keep on updating this every time a new driver is announced, or a new car is announced, or livery, or anything like that. We're just going to jump in and update this. So let's get into it. We'll start with Motorbase Performance Limited, which basically run the 4 TBL licenses. Anybody who doesn't know, a TBL license is TOCA's issued license which allows you to be on the grid basically for the British touring cars. So I can't remember the exact amount, I should have counted them all up before this, but there's around about 30 of them which are allowed every season, and I don't know if there was a ruling on it, but it seems like the maximum TBL licenses per team seems to be 4. So you'll see throughout this people vary between 1 TBL license per team up to 4. So this is Motorbase Performance. They have already confirmed that Ash Sutton and Dan Camish will be racing this season in 2023 for the Napa Racing UK side of the garage. The other side of the garage, which usually has a sponsor name in front of Motorbase, their two drivers have not been confirmed as far as I know. Usually, or it has been for the last couple of seasons, Ollie Jackson and Sam Osborne, but they have yet to be confirmed. And now to BMW West Surrey Racing, 4 TBL licenses for them also. Jake Hill with the MB Motorsport side of the garage and Rocket Racing. He's already been confirmed. He'd done really well last season, so it's good to see him back confirmed in that car. Really exciting to watch. And Adam Morgan, of course, with Sicily Motorsport, not taking part in British touring cars anymore because his father's trying to take a step back from, the I suppose the kind of pressures and financial strain on running a British touring car team year in year out. He's tried to take a back step a little bit, but Adam still wants to take part, and he has jumped straight in BMW, which makes sense. Colin Tuckington has yet to be officially confirmed, but I'd be very surprised if he was not confirmed as driving for WSR next season. And we have one space left for a driver here. It could be Stephen Jelly, it could be Oliphant again, or it could be a completely new driver for the team. Team Dynamics Racing or Honda. They've got the two TBL licenses. I think they tried to acquire a third last season or loan a third last season, and it didn't quite come off, but they have two. We've kept both the drivers blanked out. It is likely that it is going to be Gordon Shedden, Flash, and Dan Rowbottom. Dan Rowbottom getting a significant deal with Cataclean. I knew he'd have a multi-year deal with Team Dynamics. We're yet to see if they're still going to be using a Honda this year. Um, Anybody know any information? Get it in the comments and we'll have a little discussion. Be good fun. Accelerate Motorsport have came on the scene with this Hyundai. It looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, drivers champion last year as well with Tom Ingram. They've got 4 TBL licenses. Mr. Tingram himself, obviously had to put him in there first. He'll be defending his championship this year. Mr. Chilton, he also signed a deal quite early on for 2023. And Nick Halstead, who is a company owner, a CEO of a company, and has various experience in GT racing. And he's had a little dabble with British touring cars as well. We'll see how he gets on this season, a full season in a car. And we've left the last one blanked out. Jack Patel was there last season, but I'm not sure he's been announced yet. So again, any news, get it in the comments. BTC Racing with its 3D TBL licenses is yet to announce any drivers. I'm sticking Josh Cook in there because in reality he's a stalwart of that team nowadays, and he kind of leads the team. Jason Plato's obviously left, so we've left with 2 seats there to fill. Jade Edwards possibly. She's not announced anything yet, and an other. Now, Power Max Racing have got 2 TBL licenses, and I believe that Ash Hand kind of was involved in one of the major sponsors, so I thought he'd be the first driver announced, but he wasn't. It's this man, Andrew Watson, who's a young Irish driver, and he is got previous experience in GT racing, Jeanettas, I believe, as well. And he's having a go at the British Touring Car, so we'll see how he gets on. I've left this blanked out because Ashand hasn't officially said yet, or I've not seen anything official from Ashand. So we will yet to see who the two are for that team. Now, now Toyota UK and the Speedworks Motorsport team, they have 3 TBL licenses this season, which is one more than they had last season, I believe. So they're all blank just now. My initial thoughts are that Butcher will hold his seat there. Ricky Collard, 50-50, but I don't see any reason why he shouldn't unless he's going on to something else. And the third driver, I don't have a clue. That's going to be a really interesting one. Possibly Gamble, since Sicily have dispersed, and Gamble was there and he picked up his first win last season. He might be in there. Might be a good fit for them. We'll see. Team Hard, the 4 TBL licenses, have filled 3 out of the 4 and they've all been announced, so it does leave that last space kind of, quite a difficult one. So you've got Bobby Thompson, who done well, Jack Sears winner last year, Dexter Patterson, who looks quite promising. It'll be interesting to see him in a front wheel drive car if they are still driving the Cupras, and Dan Lloyd, who had a bit of a torturous season last season, some ups and some major downs. But I'm quite confident he'll do quite well in that car and push Bobby Thompson. So it'll be interesting to see if they've took a step up as a whole, Team Hard, because they seem to have made some progress in the last few seasons. So who will fill that final space? A lot of drivers. Aaron Taylor Smith's been a mainstay at the team for quite a while. He's not been announced yet. Nick Hamilton's had a car on the grid for the last few seasons. He's not been announced yet. Was it Will Powell? Had a dabble in the Team Hard car, and so had Oliphant and Bordley, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see who takes up that last TBL license from Team Hard. So here we are. I've badly dressed up a Team Hard car to show you Aidan Moffat Racing because we don't know what they're going to be driving. Could be a Cupra. Doubtful it's going to be an Infiniti. I think they have got rid of the Infinitis for next season. Any news on that, again, get it in the comments because it'll be interesting to see. But I'm guessing that Aidan Moffat will be the team driver, the first team driver that's at Aidan Moffat Racing, and we'll see who the second guy is. Be interesting to see what cars they come up with. Sorry, go back to that. That's because Laser Tools, as a title sponsor, obviously they've backed out now of the British touring cars, which is it's a big hit for Aidan in the team because they've backed him for a long time. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of shape they take going forward and how competitive they are. Good luck to him anyway. And Carl Bordley Motorsport, he's got one TBL license, so is he going to compete himself? There's Carl there, or is he renting the seat out to someone else and it's just going to be ran as Carl Bordley Motorsport under Team Hard or whatever? What is going to be the script with this? Get any comments will be welcome in the chat because it is silly season, so nothing you say is silly, or all of what you say is silly. Unconfirmed drivers, then officially unconfirmed drivers. Hopefully this list will get moved about and we can start moving people about, but I'd be interested. I want to see Michael Crease in a car next season. I'd like to see Gamble in a car next season. I think these are exciting guys to watch, and there's loads of other drivers there, who deserve a place on the grid, but it'll be interesting to see. So any thoughts, get them forward to us and let us know. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm just going to keep on updating that as we get news. Follow us on all our socials, especially this channel and TSKF1, because we're trying to grow on YouTube. Predominantly we want to be growing on YouTube and on TikTok. And yeah, give it a share, give it a like, and we will see you on the next one. Cheers, folks.